Hello? Oh, there we go. Okay. There, now it's picking up the music. Background music, my beloved. Alright. Oh. Okay, cool. So, welcome to my Sunday stream. I think I talked about it. Maybe I put it in the chat because my mic was off last time. But basically, I want to start streaming twice a week again. Wednesdays are going to be for Inverse, and then Sundays are going to be for my personal project. My personal project right now, the working title is Sappho and the Poets. It will change. But it's essentially going to be a third-person RPG video game in which you can choose to play as one of the four main characters. So the four are Sappho, Raph, Catlet, and Frey. And so right now I'm gonna start working on turnarounds. So I've got Raph's turnaround started. They're a little difficult to turn around because of a few different reasons. The main one being the giant shark face. Luckily, this is going to be 3D modeled, so once the turnarounds are done, all I have to do is model, and then I don't have to worry about staying on model unless I decide to draw them. But, yeah, so you can see from the turnarounds that I've started doing that I did do a very rough model of Raph's face just because it was really difficult to think about. But yeah, so whenever you model a character, you usually want to have an orthographic turn, so that's front and side. I'm also doing 3/4. Because I'm gonna have to do some drawn media as well as the modeled media. So we will see how that goes. But yeah, so I'm doing front facing, 3/4 left, side profile left, and then back left. For 3D, usually you also do the view of the arms from the top down. So I'll do that in a separate file. But ultimately, that's the plan. It's to finish Raph's turn today, and then we'll see where we get from there. So it doesn't have to be like as accurate as you would need for a television show or something, because we're not drawing Raph from all angles. It just needs to give me enough information to be able to model the rest of them. So in the back, Raph's got this dorsal fin because they are a bull shark. It's gonna get added in too. I'm actually going to get rid of the arms for now. Yeah. It's my my box method. Raph will eventually have pants, but for now, they're cheeked. just gonna add a little circle like where their tail's gonna end up being. Actually, it would be much larger than that. Shark tails are pretty big. So I'll just put a diamond there. For the arms, they're gonna be different because I started approaching. Whoa! I dropped my pen. I need to turn my gain down. Oh my god, I can see myself peeking. Sorry, everyone. Okay, hopefully that's not as loud. So I started to approach this at like a turnaround for 2D, but because this is a turnaround for 3D, I need to do this a little bit differently. So everyone's different the way that they do a 3D model, but because I polymodel, I don't really sculpt. I always polymodel with the arms out. So, hold on. So typically Ralph's arms would be like this. They're actually going to be... Oops, I should turn symmetry back on. Okay. So Ralph's arms are going to be out like this. So we got the shoulder, bicep. And then it's a very like unnatural position for a 2D turnaround, but this is not for 2D, this is for 3D. So we're actually going to put their palms facing outwards, because when you rig the hands and arms, if you when you model the hands like this, like palm facing down, when you put in the bones and stuff, you have to have a control for the elbow. And if you model them hands facing down, that elbow control gets like mega jank. Like messed up. So I like to model like this, and then all you have to do is just make sure that you like rotate the geometry on the forearm. But yeah, actually I think that arm's a little big. By a little I mean a lot. Yeah, I completely ignored my own advice. Okay. I don't even want to like look at what I just did. That's cool. I had to redo it anyway. Okay. So we're bringing up, and the hand should be here. Shark. I need to like move my tablet. There we go. So that works better. Okay. So Raph has 3 fingers instead of 4. Well, I mean the thumb. But 3 like fingers that aren't the thumb. Okay, and then for this 3/4, oops. For the 3/4, I will just kind of draw the body like without the arm. I'll probably do another version that's like a proper 2D turnaround just for like art fight. But for 3D, we don't need that other arm. In fact, it's better to not see it so that we can model correctly. I actually don't think that there's enough volume. They've got big legs. Okay. These... Yeah, I was gonna say that's not correct. The front view of a turnaround will always look wrong. Like, it's pretty much always gonna look wrong because you're basically drawing it with a low field of view, and kind of everything is flat. There's not much like depth perception, because when you look at something front on, like, you're still experiencing perspective. But when you draw a front view and when you model in front view, you actually, especially if you're modeling, you go into orthographic view, which actually removes a lot of depth perception and field of view, which is a camera thing but also a thing in your eyeball. So the front view is always going to look a little bit wrong, and that's why it's important to have the 3/4 view and the profile view be more accurate, so that it makes up for what the front view is lacking. Yeah, and especially if you're gonna do a video game like I am, I really need my back 3/4 and my back views to be not only the most correct, but the most like visually appealing, because if you choose to play as this character, that's what you're going to be seeing most of the time. Like there's so many Pokemon whose front-facing sprites look so cool, and so then you catch them, and then you use them, and you can only see the back-facing sprites now, and they suck ass. So I want to make sure that Raph looks cool from all of the angles, except for the front one, which again is always gonna be, especially with Raph's shark face, like, you can't even really see her eyes. They're technically right here. Oh, so silly. Technically those legs are too close together. I'm also going to recolor this line so that I know to do it in a different color later. Because technically the fin covers it, but it's important to have And then the other reason I moved them so far apart is for the tail. I think technically this turnaround is wrong. I think it should, yeah, because it should, I need to swap the front facing and the side views. But that is a problem for future me. So the tail for the 3/4 is going to be cheated a little bit. The tail for the side view is really important to get right. So if these are her cheeks, right? Technically that tail comes from right above, because the whole point of the tailbone is that it used to be the tail. And then in the 3/4 back view. Yeah. Need another, hello. There we go. Need another line. Oh, those are technically correct. It just looks wrong. Oh, that's an old version of Raph. That's Sappho. That's a shark. Huh. I don't have a current reference of Raph in here. I'm just doing this blindly. Let me... Okay, there we go. So the tail is like this. Okay, that works, I think. So this tail is off, so let's move it. I'm actually just gonna leave the tail off of the 3/4 because again, it's really on the side and the quarterback. And then I'll reorder this because technically it's... How would this go? Wait. Front, 3/4 front, side, back. Yeah, wait, that's correct. Yeah, no, that's right. Why did I think it was wrong? Oh well. Okay, so now that my sketch is done, I'm just gonna knock down the opacity on a new layer. I'll go for the cloak. So I'll go with the 3/4 first. It's not as important to get, well, I mean, it is for 2D, it is important to make sure that the clothing on your turtle is accurate. But since I'm gonna model all of this clothing, I just have to give myself a guideline, basically. I need to be smarter about the folding of the clothes. So there's like two ways to go about doing clothing in video games, and one is by a cloth sim, which is essentially like you stitch, and I'm using stitch in quotation marks, stitch the clothing together, and then you simulate it based on the movement of the character. Very difficult to do, can cause problems. I'm going the Fortnite method, which is you just you sculpt folding into the clothes based on how they sit on the body, and then you just make little bones so that they kind of like bounce up and down when the character's running. That's what I'm gonna do, so I need to be smarter about like thinking about what the folds actually look like. So I may leave those for last. Side view's easy. then I will have to think about how the fin is going to poke out of the back of their jacket. I was thinking about just like stitching with elastic. Yeah, because I'll have to design it for this angle. The problem, the fun thing about like designing a character in 3/4 and then doing their turnaround is like, okay, how did I mean for that lapel to fold over in the back? I think just honestly like a pretty thin one like that. 'Cause it's a windbreaker with no hood. So actually, I'm gonna go up. I'm gonna say that the fold starts here. And then I'll do that little bit for the fin. Then the pocket would be... I don't think the pocket would show up on the back. No, let me enable my symmetry again. That works. That works. Actually, the only one I think that doesn't work is this side view. So, if we have the lapel here. Yeah, that's how it works. Obviously, it's not going to be 100% accurate, but it doesn't matter because, again, I will be modeling this. As long as I can fudge it in the turnaround, the model will take care of the rest. Or more like future me will take care of the rest. Good luck, future me. Oh, and then the other thing I wanted to do is go look at a reference of that type of pant that I'm trying to draw. So the kind that I'm thinking of has this like pretty thick elastic cuff at the bottom that goes around the ankle. And typically when you see that, there's going to be a lot of folding and bunching above it because the fabric kind of just abruptly stops. So I don't think we're gonna see a lot of folding around the knee. but that elastic cuff will be here. And above it, we're gonna see this. That's kind of rounded for myself, so let's move outward and then let's bring it down. Could not remember which mic to mute when I coughed, but that's gonna be it. And then I'm also just going to actually, like, yes, looking at real life, because right now I have pulled up on my phone a photo of like these real life pants. Yes, that's an excellent reference. What I also want to do is bring up something in the style that I'm trying to imitate. There is a Fortnite skin. I keep referencing Fortnite because it's the style that I'm going for, not copying exactly. But I really do like their stylization. I think it's really cool. And also I'm going to be using Unreal Engine, which is what Fortnite's made in. So looking at the stylization and like how they approached it and optimized everything is really helpful, albeit mildly cringe. Wow, the bitrate in this photo is so bad. Okay, here we go. So, you can see this is kind of what I'm talking about. Epic has sculpted into the model the folds, and then all they do is just apply like a wiggle bone to folds when they're running. Actually, it's the back view, so there we go. And then for the pants, I think I'll do the same kind of detail for the tail. Just have a little like elastic band that Raph and creatures with tails can use. Well, as long as it looks good in one angle. Yeah, that's pretty good. Oh, the front view. So, next thing to do would... I mean, technically I can sculpt from there, or model from there, because that's a pretty solid idea of what I want. Obviously, if it's 2D, you want to line it then, and make sure that everything is good, but since I'm modeling, what else do I need? I think I'm okay. I'm trying to... Raph is a character that I almost think that I should sculpt instead of model and then retopologize. Which is hell. There's so many details on them that is not human. I just feel like maybe sculpting is better in this instance. I'll tell you, first of all, this is wrong. It's... Yeah, that'll do. Oh, actually... Yeah, okay. Oh, I still haven't really decided if I want to keep Raph's, like, ear fin thingies. Sometimes I draw them with these guys. I don't know. We'll see if it looks better with or without them when I model. I feel like I'm missing something. I'm not, but... Anyway, the next turnaround... So I'm going to... save this and then save as. I'll do Catlat next. What I'm gonna do is bring in this lineup, knock down the opacity a bunch, and then essentially I'm just gonna line up Raph to Raph. And then once Wrath is lined up, then I'm just gonna basically trace over Catlet. And he'll be a little bit difficult because technically with her legs, he's never really standing up straight. His goat. But we'll figure it out. Okay. That's how small Catlet is compared to Raph, by the way. So I'm just gonna stick this here. And then to do like a slightly more relaxed version, I'm going to clear guides. Okay. So yeah, front-facing view again looks kind of awkward. And then we just start filling out the rest. So I only made a base model of Raph's head because shark head difficult to draw. For Catlet, he's pretty like almost human except for the ears and the legs. So I didn't really think it was super necessary. I like doing this like egg and box method for figuring out the direction of the body. Then the head and torso is always going to be just a little bit different from that front view. Especially because goat legs. And I'm just kind of drawing Catlet on top of Raph's turnaround just to make sure that they stay kind of consistent the whole time. Or the size of the two of them stay consistent, because these are my tallest and shortest main characters. The nice thing about 3D is that I can pretty much keep them consistent unless I need to cheat and like send one through the floor for over-the-shoulder cutscene shots, but for the most part, I don't have to worry about thinking about how tall one is versus the other, because their models are going to stay the same size unless I physically make them not the same size. Catlet has, you know, cake too. So, you would have to in order to walk on hooves as a biped. Actually, she's kind of hunched forward a little bit. I think that's okay. For a rough sketch, those are pretty okay. He actually looks a little bit too small in this one, so I'm going to cheat and head up. We will see if those work. Eventually I'll resize the canvas because it's too much space to work with, but I think those, like, sketches work. Honestly, before I get too far and start modeling anyone, I probably should just do, or should just sketch out Sappho and Frey as well for the other two characters. So, let me go over this. Or not. I'm just color coding my layers for now because I know I'm gonna forget who's who. So everyone is pretty much lined up already. So I'll just sketch out over Sappho as well. I started a model of hers, but I didn't like it, so I'm just gonna redo all 4 of them. Or redo hers with the rest of them. She's a little bit pear-shaped, so I want to make sure that I get that right. That line's off a little bit, but since Catlet is correct, she'll line up. Okay, so let's go this way. Okay, so view guides, clear guides. I should really stop doing that to the bottom guide, but actually before I forget, let me just Sappho and Raph are siblings. Yeah, they're not related by blood, but they are almost as tall as each other. Raph's just a little bit taller. And then, Sappho's technically... She's technically a digitigrade because she walks on her toes, but she doesn't have the bend in her leg that, other digitigrades do, or that, like, real digitigrades do. Her legs are pretty much just structured like a normal person. Like a human person's, until you get down to the foot. It's more like she is walking on her tiptoes. I could not tell you why I made that decision, but it's here, and I'm stuck with it. I'm not technically, I could change it whenever I wanted, but I don't know, I kind of like it. I think her knees actually. She's got pretty big forearms because they are paws. And Sappho also only has 1 thumb, 3 fingers. I'm running out of time for stream, but I do want to. So I will just turn down her opacity. I'll draw Frey as well. Because I'm only streaming for like an hour and a half maybe today. Just because I'm getting back into streaming. I'm still pretty exhausted by my work schedule, so. But luckily, this is the last time they're going to change my role for at least a year. So that's why I've kind of decided that I'm going to like return to streaming. That's good enough. God, I can hardly see anything. Okay, let's see. Okay, so, Frey has these, like, cool little roller skate shoes. They're real. I saw them in a catalog first from the 80s, but then I also saw this person on TikTok who had them, so I was like, oh, they are real. But when she's on her roller skate, she's just as tall as Sappho. So I actually need to bring her height down a little bit. And I'll draw her like actual hands in later. That's about what Frey looks like. Yeah, slightly shorter than Sappho, and then when she kicks out the wheels on her roller skates, she is as tall as Sappho, but she's always taller than Cat. That's the 4 of them. So it'll be a bit before I start modeling. No, actually, I lied. I want to finish Catlet's turnaround this week, and hopefully next Sunday when I stream, because Wednesday I'm streaming Inverse again, and then Sunday I'll be streaming this Sappho and the Poets. Again, that's a working title. I still have not come up with a title for the full game. But hopefully when I stream next Sunday, I want to start modeling Catlet's rough model. So I typically, like, I'm basically going to be doing this whole game development thing a little out of order, a little backwards, but it's okay because I have to do things in a way that makes sense for me. So I want to just use the smallest character to kind of like plan the scale of the environments and everything, so when I start like actual game dev, I want to stream my like actual game development. I do, but my computer cannot handle OBS and Unreal Engine at the same time yet. I'm planning over the next few months to upgrade my PC, and hopefully I can. If not, the game development will just be posted in videos because I can record, I just can't stream. But yeah, so that's the plan. So next week I want to start modeling Catlet. My dear wonderful friend Pip, who is a tattoo artist in the UK, at Beardless Vulture on Instagram, is designing Catlet's tattoo. So I want to get him modeled and put the tattoo on. It will definitely not be the final model for Catlet. Like, this is an early days model, but I want to start actual game development. I have another smaller game on the side that I'm making assets for. It's just gonna take a while because I'm really like learning the process of rigging and weight painting and texturing. But hopefully that game will be out before June or July. That's my plan. But yeah, so exciting things are coming. Stay tuned. I will schedule my streams before they go live. And hopefully I can get back to posting actual videos soon. But yeah, if you like this project and you want to follow it, I have links to my socials in the description. Wednesday's going to be Inverse, so I will have links to that project on Wednesday, where you can check out my last stream for those links. But it's all going to be pretty cool and fun. We're going to have a good time. Alright, I will see you guys next week.